Hey guys, it's Kara from iStampin.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today's project is so much fun. It's using Bird Banter, which is one of the new stamp sets from the Occasions catalog, along with the Stampin' Blends to color it in. I had so much fun. And then I'm also using one of our free celebration items, the Designer Series paper that you see in the background. That's coming from Bubbles and Fizz. So if you spend $50 or more before tax and shipping, you can actually get the Designer Series paper for free. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to make a custom envelope to go along with this card. Now, the card idea is coming from Stampin' Success. That's actually a quarterly magazine that I receive as a Stampin' Up demonstrator. So I have to give credit to this magazine. I got inspired, and I hope you enjoy the project. So there's the Bird Banter stamp set I'm showing you in the Occasions catalog, and if you would like a copy for yourself, get in touch with me. I'll also include a celebration brochure. So you can find the stamp set on page 42. It's got a lot of cute images and really just some fun sentiments, and so you can pick whichever one you want if you don't like the one that I chose. And so this card is also going to involve some masking. You can see that the parrot is sitting on a branch and holding a balloon. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's really simple. But we're going to start off making our own note card, and it's using Bermuda Bay. So I've cut this 7 by 5, and all you need to do is to get out your Simply Scored scoring tool and score this at 3.5. And that will make your note card size card. So just fold it in half where you've scored it, and then use your bone folder to burnish it, and that will give you a nice clean crease. And then this is the Bubbles and Fizz Designer Series paper. Like I said, this is a free item that you can get from now through the end of March. This strip is 2 by 5. And I'm actually going to use our Banter triple punch to notch one end, and then it's just going to go right there in the center of the note card. So just grab your punch. There's 3 channels to this punch. There's a 1 inch, 1.5, and 2 inches. So 2 inches is the widest that you can create a banner. So you just slide it in all the way through, press down on the lever, and you have a banner. So what you will want to do now is just adhere this to the front of the note card in the center. I'm showing you that I'm leaving about 1/4 inch of the note card showing at the bottom. And then you just adhere this with your snail. And then what you'll want to do is whatever is hanging over the note card, you can take your scissors. I'm going to use my little tabletop trimmer just to cut off the excess, and you just want a straight clean cut. So make sure you've adhered that banner down really well, and then like I said, just cut off whatever is hanging over the card. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is work on our stamping. So what you will want to get is a piece of Shimmery White cardstock. This measures, I think it's 2 5/8 by 3 5/8. And I like using the Shimmery White cardstock just because it's different. It obviously has a shimmer, and I just enjoy coloring with this cardstock. So I'm showing you here how I'm going to do the masking. So what you will want to do first is you'll actually want to stamp your parrot first, and then from there we'll stamp the tree branch and then the balloon. It's a very easy technique. You sometimes have to play around with it to figure out the order of how you need to stamp, but if you just practice, you'll get it in no time. So I'm going to use Memento Tuxedo ink for the stamping because I'm also going to be coloring with our Stampin' Blends. You want to make sure that you use a archival ink. And then to do this, I did grab just a scratch piece of grid paper and my Stampin' Pierce mat because these stamps are photopolymer, so I like to have that cushion behind. So the first thing that you're going to do is just grab your parrot and then the other images that I'm showing you here in whichever sentiment you want to choose. And the way the Parrot, the image is you want to make sure that you have the feet of the bird kind of grounded. Like if you have to kind of imagine that the bird is sitting on something, because you naturally want to straighten the bird, and if you do that, then the feet kind of look like they're up, if that makes any sense. So just like I said, I would practice this before you actually stamp on your cardstock, just so that you get an idea for spacing and everything. So the next step you'll want to do is just to grab a Post-it note and stamp the bird on that, and then you'll just cut it out. It's actually very easy to fussy cut using Post-it notes. I mean, the paper's so thin, so it's super easy. So then just place that over your stamped image, and then let's go ahead and ink up your branch. And then we're just going to stamp the branch where we imagine the bird standing on it. And when you do that, the tail feathers look like they are in front of the branch and that the feet are standing on the limb. Isn't that funny? Or isn't that neat? I guess I should say not funny. So now we're going to do the balloon. So it's the exact same concept. Just cover up your bird with the same mask. And you can actually keep this mask if you just want to slip it into your stamp set, just so that you can always have it on hand and don't have to recreate it every time. So again, here I'm just going to stamp the balloon where it looks like the parrot is holding it in its beak. And that's what it looks like when it's all done. It's a very easy technique, and I'd love to do it. So here are the Stampin' Blends that I have chosen for today's project. I'm using Daffodil Delight, Bermuda Bay, Old Olive, and Smoky Slate. You can find more information about the Stampin' Blends in our Occasions catalog. It's going to show you all the colors that we offer, and they do come single as a combo pack, or you can buy the entire collection. And here I'm showing you the practice card that I made. I want to show you how I learned how not to do this. You can see the bleeding coming from that one balloon, and so really I've noticed, or I've learned, that you really have to have a light touch with these markers, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in just a second. So for the Stampin' Blends, they are an alcohol marker, and so you have two ends to each pen. You have your fine tip end and your brush end, so a pen and a brush end. So the pen is going to be used for, obviously small areas like the sleeve here, and then the brush tip is going to be used for larger areas. And what I'm doing here is I've colored in the leaf, and then I came in with the darker Old Olive color to give it a little bit of shadow. And for the balloon, I started off outlining the balloon with the darkest color, and then came in with the very light touch with the lightest color. And that's, I'm finding, is the best way to color in so that you prevent the bleeding. So I'm just coloring in the parrots. I did the beak in Smoky Slate. I'm doing part of the body with Daffodil Delight, and then I'm coming back in with Bermuda Bay. And then I will do a little bit of shadowing, and when you do the shadowing, you do want to come in and just blend it out. And then I finished the very top with just a little bit of Old Olive, and I really think you can see the shimmer there. So, with any technique, it's just practice, and I think the more you do it, the better you get. So get out your Stampin' Blends and just play around with them. So I'm going to adhere the panel using Stampin Dimensionals. I'm going to put 4 in each corner and 1 in the center. And then I am going to put the panel right there in the center of the banner. I'm going to leave a little bit at the top showing, so that, what is that? Looks like about 1/4 of an inch. And then you'll see the banner, the notched part at the end. I'm using Lemon Lime Twist to stamp the sentiment. That's kind of a tongue twister. And again, just using the Memento Tuxedo ink. And then what you will want to do, I just grabbed a scratch piece of cardstock. So you just want to get a piece of cardstock that's big enough to stamp your sentiment. And then I just trimmed this down. Again, just using my little tabletop trimmer. For small things like this, I prefer this size trimmer. Have a little bit more control. And then just come in here and place it where you think you want your sentiment to be, and then just adhere that with some SNAIL. And then really the last thing that you will do is just to get your Whisper White Baker's twine and just cut off about 16 inches of the twine and wrap it around and tie a bow. It's a very simple card. It's just with the coloring, that's the added technique. And but it's really fun to do. I love coloring. I loved coloring as a child, and so it's a great excuse to to keep coloring now. Here's a quick little tip. When you are tying a bow, I actually like to tie a knot first. And when you do that, then the twine doesn't move around. So if you have trouble tying bows with twine, try tying a knot first, and then you can come in and tie a bow. And then just pull the tails to get the bow to the desired shape that you like. And then just trim off the tails. And there we go. The card is all done. So I hope you liked today's card. I had so much fun playing around with this bird banter set. It's one of, and I'm not even a bird person, but it's really a cute set. I hope you take a look at that in the Occasions catalog. And then of course, try to earn that paper, that designer series paper for free. You're gonna love Bubbles and Fizz. It has some really cute patterns. But I'm gonna show you the envelope that I made here in just a second. I took a scrap piece of the Bubbles and Fizz paper. We all have a ton of scraps laying around. And I'm going to show you how I customized it to match the card. So this is just a note card size envelope, and there you see I covered up the flap using another pattern from the Bubbles and Fizz paper. So I'm pulling in the Daffodil Delight from the Parrot's body, and all you have to do is just cover the flap with SNAIL. And so there's the designer series paper I'm showing you both sides. So that's the B side that I'm showing with the honeycomb image. And then like I said, so just adhere SNAIL all over the flap, put the piece of paper down, and all you have to do is just trim around the outside of the flap, and you have a super cute envelope now. So there's my demonstration. And I did this whole video talking to y'all, and I forgot to turn my microphone on, so that's why you get a voiceover today. So anyway, thanks guys. I hope you liked today's project. Again, that was using bird banter with the Stampin' blends, and just a lot of fun. So if you have any questions, know that you can always comment below, and I will respond. If you liked today's video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also be sure to subscribe to my exclusive newsletter on istampin.com. Thanks guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.